Hey guys, it's time for another Coffee at Luke's. Here we go. All right, guys, so we are going to talk episode 8, Love and War and Snow. Probably one of my it's definitely part of the top 5 episodes of season 1. I really do like this one. It's a great kind of standalone episode. A lot of things it's a good building up episode, okay? So alright, guys, so let's start this episode the way we start each one with the Netflix synopsis. Snow strands Rory at her grandparents' home while Lorelai spends a day with her beau. Meanwhile, Lane misses Rory and comes for a visit. Okay, so like I said, pretty basic. They always are. This one first aired December 14th in 2000. It's written by Joan Bender Weiss and directed by Alan Meyerson. Okay, now I'm going to give you the synopsis from the Bible here, what we call it, the Gilmore Girls Companion by A.S. Berman. It says it's the annual reenactment of the Battle of Stars Hollow, and as usual, Luke wants nothing to do with it. And as usual, Lorelai is eagerly waiting the first snow. Unusually, Rory is far too hung up on Dean to listen to Lane, and Lorelai finally brings home a boy when Max Medina finds himself stranded in the Hollow. All right, guys. So this episode starts with a town meeting. I love my town meetings, guys. Taylor is up there, and it says one of Taylor's classic lines that I love. It says, "There's no use for a lava lamp unless you're on drugs." Taylor's so old school, you guys. I love Taylor. He's still stuck way, way back. I love him. The first time we see the mayor, we don't see him too much in these episodes, but we do see that there is a mayor of Stars Hollow, and it's him. Later on, it is suggested that Taylor Dosey's the mayor, but we'll talk about that when it comes up. Big thing, Battle of Stars Hollow. I love this whole reenactment, and it comes back around, and that's why I love it so much. But I wrote down the little thing to how the mayor described it. It says, it was a frigid night some 224 years ago. The brave Stars Hollow militia stood in wait for the redcoats, tired and hungry. 12 proud men took their positions in the town square, braving the elements and the imminent death in their valiant efforts. I love that, guys. It's just the small town feel of this is so good. Of course, Luke just blows up. He thinks it's ridiculous. He can't stand the small town. He loves his town, but he can't stand his small town at the same time. You see the struggle there all the time. Lorelai smells snow. You guys, Lorelai and her snow have a love affair that nobody can even fathom. She loves her snow. Lorelai, like I said, then she grabs the answering machine, listening over and over to Max Medina's voicemail, which all us girls have done. If growing up, if you were in the generation that had the whole, of course, I'm a lot older than some of you guys, maybe, but having the answer machine and keep playing and replaying and playing the message from your boy that you like or anything like that, we just love to hear his voice. So Lorelai talks about the best things in her life have always involved around snow or happened in the snow. Her best birthday, her first kiss, Rory's first steps were in the snow. But I will say not everyone shares her love of snow. Then we have Michelle at the inn, and his little line, "It's cold and gray like a fat dead pigeon," when he describes the weather outside. I love him. And Lorelai retorts back with, "I am telling you, 5 minutes in a snowball fight and we can knock that stick right out your butt." She's got him. I love him. Rory and Lane come to the inn. Lane is in her full Sergeant Pepper marching band uniform, just woo out there. That hat alone, let me tell you, I don't think I could pull that off. And then she's trying to talk to Rory about her soulmate, Rich Blumenfeld, and Rory is obviously too distracted and not paying attention at all for anything that she has to say. But then we'd come to our recipe for this episode. There actually is a recipe this time, and it is the Rocky Road cookies. There's a picture of the Rocky Road cookies. Let me give you the brief description here. It says, when Rory meets Dean, once she gets past her extremely awkward phase, she becomes completely smitten by him. The two begin to revolve their lives around each other. Ah, young love. In a gesture to show her love, Rory goes to the Independence Inn after school and asks Suki for some of Dean's favorites, Rocky Road cookies. Suki happily obliges. Rory and Lane sit on a bench waiting for Dean's bus. Let's see, this is wrong, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Rory and Lane wait on the bench waiting for Dean's bus, and Rory presents Dean with the cookies. Dean's happy, Rory's happy, Lane rolls her eyes and feels sick. The next time the sappy sweethearts of your friend's new romance makes you feel sick, bake a batch of these and eat them while you list out all the benefits of being single. Okay, super cute. I'll show you, like I said, I make the cookies. I always make all the recipes along with it. I will leave pictures of my batch of cookies. They're actually really, really good. My husband loves Rocky Road ice cream, so I knew that he would love this. But, okay. This right here. First of all, it says she goes to the Independence Inn after school. No, she goes before school, okay? And asks Suki for some of Dean's favorites, Rocky Road cookies. Got it. Rory and Lane sit on the bench waiting for Dean's bus. No, Rory said she needs to get to school because Dean's meeting her at the bus stop because Rory's the one who takes the bus to school. Dean and Lane go right there to Stars Hollow. So, like I said, they're just a little inconsistencies that I don't necessarily, guess I don't have to point them out, but to me, just these little things kind of throw me. But those were the cookies and the recipe for that one. I will leave a link to that cookbook down below. You guys know I love that cookbook. I'm featured in it as a tester, so I'll leave all that. But the best part about that whole episode is after they give the cookies, and it's the little song that Suki and Lorelai sing about Rory. It's the love and the Dean and the cookies and the love and the I just love that. I can listen to that on repeat constantly. And, Suki's kind of keep going after everybody else is done. Just, I love it. I love it so much. Rory is stuck at her grandparents' house because of the impending snowstorm. And just, she's stuck there. And Lorelai is stuck fending for herself at home. That's when we find that Luke's father was actually a reenactor himself. Some of the reenactors that we see there in the battle were Harry the mayor, Kirk, Andrew, and Taylor. Some of the other ones we don't really know their names or anything like that, but we do know those guys. Yet again, Lorelai's love of snow comes through, and this is why she loves snow. She tells this little story to Luke, and it's, when I was 5, I had a really bad ear infection, and I had been home for a week in bed, and I was very sad. So I wished really hard that something wonderful would happen to me, and I wake up and the next morning and it had snowed, and I was sure that some fairy godmother had done it just for me. It was my little present. That's adorable. I'm sorry, that is adorable, and I would love snow if something like that had happened to me. I don't love snow, but that is so adorable. I just love it. Lane, so struck with love, decides to run her fingers through her bandmate's hair. I don't get that. Maybe it's because my husband is bald, but I don't get it. Running your fingers through especially a guy you're not even dating or talking to or anything. I didn't get it. But she runs off mortified, as I guess I would be if I just randomly touched some guy's hair. And she just runs away. Lorelai's walking around Stars Hollow, taking in the first snow. Who does she see? Max Medina. And he is having car trouble, and he is going to be stranded in Stars Hollow. Oh, darn. Whatever will they do? Then we go back to Emily, Richard, and Rory, who are stuck at the house with no cook. This is classic, okay? So we have Emily saying, these Friday night dinners are the only proper food this child eats all week. And then you hear Richard say, Rory, are you in any way malnourished or in need of some international relief organization to recruit a celebrity to raise money on your account? Rory says, I'm good. And Richard says, see, Emily, she's good. I love that. That's just amazing. And Emily retorts back with, your sense of humor rears its ugly head at the oddest of times, Richard. As they're sitting there with no cook, and I'm not sure if they even have a maid there at that time because it was just the three of them at the house. What do they end up eating? Frozen pizza. You would have thought Rory had taken and cut off some leather from her shoe and served it to Emily from the look that Emily gave them. But once they kind of grated some cheese and put a little Parmesan on it, they both thought it was great and enjoyed the pizza. We do have a maid count, though, because they referenced the maid, who was Anna, which brought our total to number 8 now. So we're at 8 maids referenced through the show. We just don't see her, but there was one of reference. Rory finds some old photos of Lorelai and Christopher. So cute. You could see that they were so in love way back when, and we don't know if she was pregnant yet at that time or anything like that, but you could definitely tell it's about that time frame when they would have gotten together or gotten and conceived Rory. So it was really cute, and Rory just seeing the love that at one time her parents had was really kind of special. Lane is at Rory's house. She's freaking out and she tries to call her, but the phones go dead because of the storm. Lorelai takes Max to the black, white, and red movie theater, and that's where they share their first kiss. So cute watching the movie there. Luke caves and brings the reenactors coffee, which is so sweet. He finally says, he's trying to give it to the mayor, and he goes, I don't want your coffee. He goes, just take the coffee. And then he goes, my dad would have taken the coffee, who is also a reenactor. And you see Harry go, well, okay then, and drinks it. And, Luke's out there getting their their orders. Some wanted hot chocolate, some wanted tea. And he looks off into the distance, and who does he see but Lorelai and Max kissing. And you just see all the emotion in Luke's face. It drains from his face. And you could tell he's so jealous and lovesick and envious and just heartbroken. And just he has all these going on in his face. And you can definitely see that. He's just crushed. We see that Lorelai has never invited a man into her home. She's kept her dating life very separate from her home life. I could definitely relate to that. I did the same thing after my first marriage. When I got divorced, I did not bring my now husband, but he was my boyfriend at the time, around my kids for almost 1 year, maybe 2 years, I think. I waited a very long time for them to meet him, and I kept that very, very separate till I knew it was going to become permanent and stuff like that. So I really respected her for that. And that really resonated with me. I think that's another reason I connect with Lorelai so much. But we do see Max and Lorelai start kissing and start walking up the stairs as they're kissing, going to lead up to the bedroom. And who shows up out of nowhere but Lane? Lane goes running back to Rory's room, and Lorelai goes to follow and's like, listen, I got to deal with this. Let me go talk to her. And she's definitely the mom that she needed at that time. Her own mom definitely would not have understood giving her that advice. Mrs. Kim is definitely very strict, and everybody has their own parenting skills. But right now, what Lorelai gave Lane is exactly what she needed at that time. So I love that. Max ended up spending the night on the couch. And then we see the next morning where Rory is coming home. Lorelai meets her at the door to tell her and warn her that a man is in the house. And even Rory says, there's never been a man in the house. And she kind of even gives Lorelai the permission. She goes, you can bring men home. I'm okay. I'm at the age, it's okay, Mom. I want you to be happy too. And I loved that scene. I just thought that scene was remarkable. And I love how they did that scene. And I had to write down where Lane and Rory finally reconnect and it's like, I needed you. You weren't here. You're always so caught up with this boyfriend. I love this interaction. And I wrote it down. It says, Lane said, you seem to have this really great life going and I just don't really fit in there. And Rory said, that's not true. You totally fit in. And Lane's like, really? She goes, I'm talking Legos. Like, we fit together like Legos. I love that. I'm talking Legos, man. You fit, okay? So that's all my notes. I only had two little snippets here from the companion book. It says, our first glimpse of a town meeting in all of its glory, as well as of Luke's hatred for all things public spirited. He doesn't want to decorate. He doesn't want to do any of the town things. He lives there. He serves them the food, and that's it. He wants his life to be separate, and he doesn't want anybody meddling in his, you know, like I said, he's in the town, but he's not of the town kind of thing. And then Lane tells Rory how awkward it would be for her to be involved with Rich Blumenfeld because they were bandmates. All I have to say about that one, just wait. Just wait and see what happens. And remember I said that. Just wait. All right, guys, that was it for this episode. Like I said, we're not even halfway through the episode. I know I've been kind of hit or miss. I'm really going to try to get better at uploading every week. I'm trying to film some in advance, so that way every Thursday you guys will know. I know it's been a little spotty, and I apologize about that. Hopefully with the winter coming, I can be able to get those and be more precise, but don't lose faith, guys. I'm loving this show. I love watching it. I love taking my notes and just reliving everything. And I really have started to pick up on more things or different, you know, little things that I might have missed or forgot about. And that's just the beauty of the show. Every time I watch it, it's still brand new and I can still get something out of it. And that just shows this show stands the test of time. Of course, some of their references are a little out there, and Rory having a pager on her at her grandmother's house was a little, you know, people don't carry pagers anymore. They have their cell phones, or the old cell phones, the little flip one where she's texting and stuff you'll see. It's just a little funny to me, but definitely this show, like I said, it just rings so true to me. I have so much love for this show, and I'm so glad I get to share it with whoever watches this. You know, it's just, I love this show and I love to talk about it, and this just gives me the forum to do that. So I appreciate you guys letting me talk. I will see you another one. You know, grab some coffee, grab a Rocky Road cookie if you need one, and I'll see you next time. Coffee at Luke's. Bye.